welcome you to this time of sharing, a time of listening, and a time of allowing the Christ consciousness with the divine feminine aspect of God to come and to touch your heart and to fill it to overflowing. Be still now, and let us come to this table of love, where there is peace, where there is joy, where there is no sadness. But first we begin by inviting you to light a candle that we will light for global peace and interspiritual unity within the whole family of God. So we light this light, and in the silence of our hearts, or in spoken words, let us give thanks for the gift of this day, and pray for the life of the world. Let us be still now and enjoy being in the presence of love.
Midnights in winter, the glowing fire lights up your face in orange and gold. I see your sweet smile shine through the darkness. Its light is
What a beautiful song to start our time of sharing. I Know You by Heart by Eva Cassidy. Well, you know, you and I are known by heart, by a loving God. Not the God that's been portrayed by religion as some fear-driven, controlling God, but those of us who have been broken in our mind, in our body and spirit. In a way, we are positively blessed, because that event in our life that brings us to rock bottom is our breakthrough to falling in love with a God of love. And that's what happened to me 16 years ago as a senior nurse in palliative care, self-sufficient, full of ego, not really listening to my heart, a devout Catholic. Oh yes, I was always there every day at church. But my God was a stranger. My love for God as a nursing monk was more fear-driven than love-based. And it took a complete mental health breakdown and the adverse side effects of Prozac that cost me my life almost because of the suicidal ideation, and where my manic behavior left me very ill for 4 years. So God used that opportunity to strip me right down to my inner heart. And the person I am today is as a result of that very painful time. But now I can see the hand of God. At the time I couldn't. I was so wrapped up in myself and so ill and fearful. But you know, there is a plan for each one of us. There is a plan, a divine plan, and it's not always about suffering. So now I say to myself, why did God allow that to happen to me? And I just say today, and why shouldn't he have allowed it to happen? Because out of that came many blessings. A richness, a simpler way of living. And I pray that will happen for you too. So let us come to this time, but let us pose a question. It's a question you're probably reflecting on, maybe unsure of asking, but I'd like to run by you a quote that I've shared several times on our midnight soiree. What does it mean to place ourselves in the service of God, a God of love? Well, it means being willing to dedicate to our loving Father, Mother God everything that belongs to us. Everything. Those who wish sincerely to become a servant of God will go to God and say, Lord, everything that is mine I give to you. Whatever I possess, within and without, is at your disposal. My heart, my mind, and spirit, as well as my body, my house and all its contents, I dedicate to you. That is how you should place yourself in the service of the Lord. And interestingly, actually the Lord will not take anything from you. He already has everything. Yes, everything. What would God want with your abilities and possessions? Think about it. But God will suggest to you the best way to make use of them. Not only is everything you consecrate to God secure, but you will have much more benefit from it, for you will find it again on a higher plane. There is no other way of acquiring true riches, the kind that can never be lost. So let us come to this table of love. Let us come with a confident heart. And if there are any personal issues that are weighing us down, worries, concerns, sadness, anxiety, name them, bless them, and now release them to a loving Father, Mother God. For if we do not name, bless and release, then we carry in our satchel unnecessary stress, unnecessary baggage, and that weighs us down. The God I know now as an older monk is not the God I knew as a young monk in a Catholic monastery nursing order. There's no comparison. The God I know today is a God of love, who accepts me and you as you are, regardless of what your head is telling you. And I speak from the heart, but I also speak from many years of experience of supporting clients as a nurse, at the bedside of the dying, as a monk, as a therapist, as a spiritual counselor, and as a retreat director. I've been so privileged to meet a good cross-section of the children of God, not just here in the United Kingdom, but in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Madeira, Egypt. And each one has been my teacher. I have gained so much wisdom from working with the wounded and the broken within the family of God. I have been privileged to meet courage like I've never met courage. But I've also met many wounded soldiers in service to God. Nuns, monks, priests, vicars, holy men and women who were so weighed down with guilt, fear, unhappiness, deep self-loathing, and consequently they became ill. Some became drug addict, yes, alcoholic, definitely, but many had lost sight of their true vision, of who they are. Many were wrapped up in a world of self-pity, anger at a church that was supposed to take care of them, anger at their community for not reaching out to them in need, for using and abusing them. If you are weighed down, there is hope. And if you're looking for proof, then you need look no further than me. Because I wasn't the prodigal son, I was his brother. Yes, I was. I was envious of those who had a special gift with God, who could see and hear God and who were touched by the Spirit. That's many years ago, mind you. But I was so envious, and then I realized that for years I thought I was the prodigal son. But when I realized I was his brother, I was deeply, deeply shocked. And I share that to give you encouragement, because nothing is impossible for God. And if he can raise me out of the ashes and empower me to self-heal, why can't he do it for you? For you too are loved. You are valued. But your head, if your head is dictating to your heart, all you will hear are negative voices. Voices that will put you down. Voices that will alienate you from a loving heart. Let us bless all those negative forces, those deeply wounded thoughts that may have left you spiritually paralyzed. Let us bring them to the cosmic Christ, and let us ask him to touch us. And as we come to this table, we are aware that we are in the presence of the Supreme, a loving God. And now I would like us to visualize right before us where we are now a beautiful light, a golden light. It starts like the flicker of the flame on the candle. Just look at your candle and see that small, tiny, flickering flame. And now imagine it getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there stands before you the cosmic Christ. And he calls you by your name. He asks you to come to him. And if you can imagine the scene by the seaside where you see a young couple in love who haven't seen each other for years, and suddenly they arrange to meet on this beach. One is about a mile away on the left and the other a mile away on the right. But they recognize each other by their aura, as the Christ recognizes you by your inner beauty. And he runs to you like the young man to his lover. And she runs to him, at first slow, and then as she nears her beloved, her pace quickens, and then they're locked in unison in a loving embrace. I would like you to envisage that now, that you are running into the arms of the Christ. It's like a homecoming. There is much tears, many tears, but they are tears of joy. They're tears that are liberating your heart, liberating your soul, and there's no condemnation. For all we know, you could have been, or I could have been, a lap dancer. I could have been someone who lived a disrespectful life and conned a lot of people. But Jesus, the cosmic Christ, does not condemn you. His embrace enfolds you. His strength touches you. And as he holds you now in his embrace, you sense his love. And his love is real. His love is touching you. His love is caressing you. Like the two young lovers on the beach. There are no words. It is a silence. And in that silence, they are using the language of love. A love that is accepting, not condemning. A love that's all-encompassing, forgiving, nurturing. The silence is one of welcome. But if you stay in your head, it will prevent you from taking the first step. It will convince you that that is wrong. Use your gift of free will. Surrender your heart. Surrender your heart to love. Because God is love. I know that now. And at 64, the feeling is an awesome feeling. But I look back on those years as a young nursing monk, and I look at photographs and I think, why were you so unhappy? Why were you so afraid? But it was the system. It was our training. But thank God I'm free. Free to choose my belief. But as a Catholic Christian, lay monastic Franciscan monk, our community, the Teo community of interfaith Franciscans, we embrace all faiths. We do not ask one, what belief are you? That is God's question. Ours is to accept and embrace and demonstrate hospitality without an agenda to control. Let us relax now and let us sense the power and the love of the embrace that you are now being given by the cosmic Christ. I want you to feel in your heart a deep abiding love. And if anything you're unsure of, write it down. Place it under your pillow before you sleep. And a trick for you. Invite the cosmic Christ to take you to his etheric retreat. And there, in your subconscious mind, in sleep, he will speak to you. And he will answer your questions. He does it for me every time I'm unsure. And I share that as a gift from my heart to empower you. Take back your power and be free. Free of a dogma that alienates you. Free of people who destroy you. As a child of God, you are meant to be free. But before we close, I would like us to read a message that was channeled by the Cosmic Christ for the 3rd of June. And I would like to share it with you, if I may. I want to be central in your entire being. When your focus is firmly on me, my peace displaces fears and worries. They will encircle you, seeking entrance, so you must stay alert. Let trust and thankfulness stand guard, turning back fear before it can gain a foothold. There is no fear in my love, which shines on you continually. Sit quietly in my love, in my light, while I bless you with radiant peace. Turn your whole being to trusting and loving me. That is the promise. The moment you surrender your heart to the Supreme, to the Creator, Father, Mother, God, in the presence of Gaia, the animal kingdom and the company of heaven, you are given the key to wisdom. You are given a key to unlock the chains that have held you in bondage. And you are free. You are free to choose whether to fall in love with your beloved God or walk away. There is no force. There is no pressure. Only love. And that love is a healing love. And if you use your gift of free will to ask the Supreme, the Father, Mother, God, to come and assist you and help you, they will. List the problem, be specific, and immediately following the request, this is where you're asked to come out of your comfort zone and say thank you in faith. And the moment you say thank you for prayers being answered, that releases a positive energy. And it spirals the response to come sooner rather than later. But to keep on asking for the same request really is a sign of disbelief. You're not sure. We are asked to ask only once. That is the gift of our friendship, and that is the gift of love. And as we come to the end of our soiree, I want to thank you for giving up your time to join me. And I look forward to your presence again. And as we close, we come into the presence of God and we recite the Celtic blessing. The blessings of heaven, the blessings of earth, the blessings of sea and sky be on those we love this day, and on every human family, the gift of heaven, the gifts of earth, the gifts of sea and sky, the gifts from Brother Sun and Sister Moon. Namaste, Shalom, Inshallah, Paxet Bonum, Om Shanti, Solo di Caritas, Salakum Laikum, peace. And may the peace of all that is sacred enrich your heart to surrender to divine love. And now I'm going to close with a beautiful song, and it's called Amazing Love, and I would like to dedicate it to all of you.
The Father loved the world so much that he gave his only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. As we worship, let's remember how the price was paid to purchase our forgiveness. Let's spend some moments in awe and wonder at his amazing love.